All right, family. Welcome to 5th of September 2025. This is the Afropolitan Apostle. We're going to be starting just in few minutes from now. And so we're just going to pay some certain bills. Then we'll come back and continue the show for today. Don't go anywhere. This is the Afropolitan Apostle Darlington Steve.
The Afro One Show, voice of a new tribe, where the Afropolitan spirit rises as we come together to rebuild Africa, Nigeria, and its marketplace, empowering its people and the diaspora with everything they need. Together, we form a new tribe, creating opportunity and access to markets, driving reinvestments, fostering collaboration, and working to elevate and one another with proven solutions. A true revival in Africa is possible despite the challenges, though through intentional development that drives innovation, delivers mutual benefits, and inspires a culture of ownership for Africa and Africans. The time is now to unite, innovate, elevate with the Afropolitan Apostle Darlington Steve on the Afro One Show, voice of the new tribe.
Hello, family. Are you looking for you to invest in a property currently now in Abuja, Karishi? This is an opportunity for you to get a 400 square meter of property, which is going for 700,000 naira right here in Karishi. And so for you to be able to enjoy this very particular promo, I want to encourage you for you to use my promo code, which is the Afropolitan Apostle, and you will get a 50,000 naira discount on the first 10 people that will be buying this very particular product. If you are not located in Nigeria, or probably you are outside of Nigeria and you want to be able to participate on this, please, I want to encourage you. I want you to use the number that is currently on the screen for you to call the office and tell them that you want to use the promo code, and they will do everything possible in making sure that you get your land. And so with that being said, what you will get when you buy the property from Ethan Gold Estate is, number one, you will get your deed of assignment, you will get your power of attorney, and currently the land already has what we call the R of O, which is known as right of occupancy. So which means it's 100% secured investment, 500% return on your investment if you are willing to keep your land and making sure that at the end of the time you have good returns in your investment. Remember, if you are doing this investment and you want to buy the land, it's going currently now for 700,000. But if you use my promo code, which is known as the Afropolitan Apostle, you then get 50,000 discount from that. Why must you invest? It's the fact that it's a fast-growing environment. It's literally 15 minutes from the Karishi main town. So which means a lot of development is currently happening in that space. People are fast moving to that very particular area. And from what I gather and visiting that very particular place, literally limited space available. So literally this product is first come, first serve. And I want to say this, at Ethan Gold Estate, we are good at marketing your product, making sure that your investment for product blossom and you get good return in your investment. We also advise you on the terms of investment to do when it comes to property. And maybe for you watching this, you have a land or a house you want to sell, I want to encourage you. Why don't you talk to Ethan Gold Estate, and they'll be able to facilitate a good deal with you and to get your product out there. Always remember, Ethan Gold Estate is a proud sponsor of the Afro One Show, voice of a new tribe, Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you. Hello, family. How are we all? I hope we're doing well. And welcome. Yeah, good. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. We sincerely apologize for the few minutes in delay. We were just having a bit of a sound issues, and that's the reason why the delay was the way it is. But we are good, and I believe that if hearing me clearly, please just do a thumb up, or probably just send a message, and we'll be able to look at your message and to be sure that you can hear us clearly coming from my mic. All right, my team have just said that the mic is fine, and so, all right, for those of you who might be calling in on this very particular show, please, I'll let you know the time you'll be calling in. The number for you to call in if you are in Nigeria, it is known as 081277933. 08127793453. On where my name is currently now, if you look at it down there, you will find a number there. So for those of you who are international people, you might also want to take advantage of it, and you just add the country code, which is +27. As we begin this very particular show for today, please remember that this very particular show was proudly sponsored by Ethan Gold Estate, which is what's it called, a prime company from the Charlotte Prime Home. And so Charlotte Prime Home currently now is offering some instrumental payments that I believe that for those of you who wants to buy property, especially if you're a diaspora community, and maybe you want to buy a land, as for now it's a landed property. Currently now they are running a promotion where you can be able to do stuff instrumentally by you from as low as 50,000. You can then be able to get something from them. So there is a new promotion for 500 square meter, which is going for 700,000 naira. Nigerian currency, if you're in South Africa, is less than 10,000 rand. And so you can then be able to call them. You can call this number that is currently available on the scrolling. If you're looking at what is scrolling currently, you'll find their number there. And you can call them and say you want to buy land in Nasarawa, Karshi to be precise. And so they'll be able to help you facilitate. So please make sure that if you're buying outright in less than 7 days max, max 14 business day, you will get your document. But if you're going to be buying instrumentally, which is their subscription package, you can then be able to give them a call and they will tailor something for you that will fit your budget, which will be between 3, 6, and 10 months. And so whatever suits you, you can then take an advantage of this very particular one. So please, I encourage you, remember they are the proud sponsor of the Wealthy One Show. If you guys love me so much and you want the Afropolitan Apostle to constantly be on your face, please do business with them. As you're doing business with them, you're also doing business with me. With that being said, let's just go straight into the business of today, and so that we can then be able to drive these and also to pick your call. Please, the call will be open when this talk is done. Don't forget also for you to join us live on our Wednesdays program, which we do on the Armed Forces Radio 107.7 in Asokoro, Abuja, every Wednesday by 7 p.m. So please make sure you join us on the radio side. If you're in Abuja, it's a good way for you to be able to join us. You can just carry your phone, search for it, or you have your walking, talking, whatever that you use and stuff. So you can be able to also enjoy this different side of what we are going to be talking about today. And so please, for those of you who wants to come on board in terms of talking about your business, you want to market your business, I also want to encourage you, you can call us on 081-277-93453. That's the number for you to call to market your business, talk about your business, let people know about the product and services that you're currently rendering, and let's get to see how we can collaborate and grow our individual business together. With that being said, quickly, let's look at a concept that I have titled Unlocking Business Growth by Entering into Untapped Space, Regardless of the Crowd. I'm going to repeat again. Unlocking business opportunity by entering into untapped space, regardless of the crowd. Now, what happened, why this very particular topic was very personal to me is because I have seen within the Nigerian ecosystem of things where when things are trending, everybody just go there. That also happens also in different countries where I found myself by privilege opportunity, where, for instance, currently now, we get to see that there is this POS thing that is currently trending, that everybody's running into POS. On the bigger scale of things, you see everybody's running into property. When you ask an average person, what are you doing? You hear them, they'll tell you, I'm a realtor. Some people tell you, I'm an estate agent. Some people will tell you, I think that's the two popular, realtor, estate agent, and stuff. And everybody's literally, and people without no experience, they're also going to the space, and yet you will see, I think for me, when I see some certain people on the road who are putting flyers, maybe because I came from a country where flyers doesn't sell. When I see those flyers and co, and I sometimes when I collect the flyers, I just drop it and I don't even go back to it. But what am I trying to say? It is currently now going to a space where it's becoming crowded. And until the government, for instance, will come up with policy that can help that, I think there was a state governor in South Africa, we call them premier, that literally came up from January 2026, that industrial property is going to be regulated because the agents are literally making mess of this very particular thing. And so why? Because somebody can just wake up tomorrow just because they don't have a job on Monday, on Tuesday, they are estate agent. So that place is becoming too crowded. And so I'm saying all of this because we are going to be looking on how to be able to create something out of the crowded space. Because whether I would like it or not, yes, industry will be crowded, but that is a way that we need to begin to look at things so that when you find yourself operating in a crowded space, let's say, for example, fashion designing, almost everybody, like I remember a few minutes before now, I have my fashion designer who is in Lagos, but currently now I'm being told as a fashion designer in Abuja and all of those things. So whether I would like it or not, people are going to be coming up with stuff. But what makes you different in the crowded space? You can't just because somebody has a POS business on the left-hand side, you also are doing POS business. And when I ask you how much for me to be able to do transaction for you, you tell me it is $1. I go here, you also say $1. So what makes the difference? So that's what we are going to be looking into today, whereby we now begin to see how to be able to make something out of the crowd and then begin to create an angle for us to be able to play in these. And so because of that, I'm going to be bringing out about 5 points that I'm going to be looking into today. And so please be patient. This will definitely help you if you find yourself in a crowded space and how for you to be able to get something or make something out of that very particular crowd space. So point to consider number one. I think I'm just going to list the point very quickly. Then I'm going to now focus on each of the points so that we then have a comprehensive view of what to expect. Number one is the fact that we are going to look at the illusion of saturation. The illusion of saturation. For those of you on the TikTok side, I see your message coming in. The illusion of saturation. Number two, the power of differentiation. Number three, we are going to be spotting undeserved region and niche. How to spot undeserved region and niche. Number four, we're going to be looking at packaging and standardization. Packaging and standardization. Then number five, we're going to be looking at a case study, which is going to be very important. I'm also going to be throwing in an addition. That addition I want you to watch to the end because I'm going to be talking about this very particular addition. And I'm going to be bringing this strategy from a particular book that God has helped me that I lay my hand upon. And that has also helped me for me to be able to redefine when I find myself in a crowded space. So quickly, number one, remember we're looking at unlocking business growth by entering into untapped space, especially when it is crowded. Number one, let's consider the illusion of saturation. Now, a market may look successful, but it's often hard razor thin when it comes to profit margin. Now, let me explain that. Many of us will go into a market. For example, I'm going to be using property because for us as African property and Charlotte Prime's homes, we all do property and all of those things. And so I'm going to be looking into property now. When we look at property, for instance, property, whether we like it or not, it is now becoming too saturated. Now, it's becoming too saturated to the point that the profit margin of that very particular industry is becoming very thin. The profit margin is becoming very slow, and people are now beginning to fight themselves unnecessarily when it comes to that very particular industry. Why? Because competitions on that very particular place is only dependent on price and demand, which weaken your business over time. So whether you like it or not, if you are not careful in terms of the pricing you are going to put on the table, you might find yourself literally, for example, after one property might be selling, because for now we partner with Charlotte Prime Home. Charlotte Prime Home might be selling the property for 700,000. Now, because I know that the market is saturated and the region that they are currently operating, after one may go there now and also, let me just cut my own margin and say, okay, I'm doing for 650. Now, in doing for 650, now I'm losing because I do not know the metrics that Charlotte Prime Homes are using for them to say 700,000. Then I go do 650,000, only for me to find out that my profit margin is beginning to reduce. So many a times, the illusion of saturation literally is affecting many of us because why? Instead of us looking for the quality of the gap and looking for how we can then be able to give good customer experience and the distribution strategy, we then begin to put price as the way for us to be able to bring things down. Let me say this. Your price literally does not affect how your business grow or not. Your price doesn't really affect it, because why? Every price you put on your product, there's already a market. The question I need to ask you, what are the channels and the metrics you're using to be able to attract those very particular markets? For instance, you may be looking at it, we have different varieties of cars. You will find the Toyota is selling their own product, for example, for 1 million naira. You will go to BMW, that same make, that same feature, that same stuff, they're selling for 5 million naira. You now go to what you call Maserati, selling for 100 million naira. And yet, all of them, they just have four-wheel drive, and that's all. But guess what? The reason why you will buy those very particular products, or the one you go for, it's literally dependent on the quality, the customer experience, and the distribution strategy. So when you are going into a space that is saturated, my question that I want to ask you, have you taken out the time for you to look at the market and begin to check, how do I need to bring something that is of quality to this place? For instance, let's look at the POS business. I don't know why I like coming for POS business, because literally every corner. You look at the POS business at the moment and stuff. If I'm going to come to your place for me to be able to get money, is your money needs? I'm sorry, Nigerian money is somehow dead. If you are hearing me mint and print, please, can you take out all the dirty money and give us clean money? This thing, it's damaging our image, what you call our image as a country. That alone will make you understand that the country is also dirty, in quote, allegedly, because I'm learning all of those very particular things. But guess what? If you know that you are doing a POS business and you want clients, there's some certain clients, for example, I think every Monday I like going to a particular guy for me to go get cash and stuff. The reason why we go there is because the guy always have neat money. And I don't care the amount the guy is actually going to charge me for transaction fee and stuff, because his money is always neat. So now guess what? The guy can be charging, where everybody is charging 500 naira, 400 naira for a 10,000. The guy can charge me 600-700 naira for a 10,000. I really don't mind. I don't mind, because why? That is a quality of what he is offering. That's number one. Then number two, the way the guy is friendly, your customer experience. See, you can be in a saturated market. I remember I was speaking to the boss lady of Charlotte Prime Home, I think it was a few weeks ago. And one of the things that we were just talking and stuff as to the reason why people will not have a problem sending her money to be able to get her land, get them land and stuff. Why I concluded in my head is because of the way she serves the people. I remember one of the talks she was saying is the fact that she has no problem going to pick your children from school just because she wants you to buy her the stuff. And after then, she's also going to check up on you to be sure that is your child fine, is the cat and the dog okay, and all of those things. But guess what? She's literally still in the saturated industry currently in Abuja and in Nigeria. But yet she makes sure that she finds a way of making the people get a unique customer experience. It is not about the saturation, it's about the experience that people are getting from that product that you are currently offering. The third one, again, in that place of illusion, is the fact that what are your distribution channels? How do you distribute your stuff? Do you go to a place where everybody is? See, let me say this. Regardless of how much saturated your industry may be like at the moment, there are still people who do not like crowd. They literally want that VIP. For example, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Amazon on one of these online platform. They have this very particular package where, yes, you go there, you buy everything you want to buy and co. But they have, I think it's Amazon Prime. I think it's Prime, if I'm not mistaken, where you pay a monthly subscription on that Prime. And when you buy a product from there, because I've done that before, when you buy a product from that very particular platform, this is what happened. Because of the Prime package you took, they will bring the product to your house, make sure that they install the product, give you a warranty. If anything is faulty on that particular product, you just need to call that number and they will come immediately. But guess what? They were taking monthly subscription from my hand. Still, you go there, buy your thing once off, and you go your way. I'm there. If there's a fault with the fridge, I call them, they come fix it. If there is a fault, let's say I buy a bed and I don't know how to install the bed, they will install it. As they are bringing the product, they keep it, they install it, make sure that it's in its fine, and after then they go do their own way. But guess what? They are still operating in the saturated industry, which is literally the online of things sales. The illusion of saturation. So which means instead of you to be able to say this place is not working and co, begin to ask questions about what is the gap in quality. How do I give customer experience that will make my business different from others? And finally, what are the distribution mechanism I'm going to take different from others that are playing in that very particular industry? Number two, quickly, let's look at what I call the power of differentiation. The power of differentiation. Indirectly, what I put here, I say, don't just sell what others are selling, sell it better, smarter, and different. Don't just sell what others are selling. If somebody is literally selling this phone I'm holding and everybody is selling the phone, what would make your own phone stand out? You must be able to sell it better. What is the feature on that very particular phone that people will just come and say, I'm gonna phone now, just buy phone, just buy phone. But there's a way you will explain the aesthetic of the phone, what the phone can do, how the phone, in case if I'm alone or I'm lonely and the phone can literally do what your significant others can do. I'm not saying the phone can do, but I'm just trying to put things to make the phone literally look very enticing. So don't just sell because everybody is selling. You are into property currently. Now, if I ask you, can you give me the diameter of the property that you are selling? How many, how many bedroom can be on that very particular land? If I want to be able to dig that very particular place to have a 2-level underground, can I be able to do that? Don't just tell me about you can be able to do that. Tell me what at the depth that I can go. If I want to dig water in that very particular place, will I be able, will the place crack or what? You must be able to sell it better. Sometimes when I think I remember by the time I was moving to Nigeria, yeah, and I remember I'll be asking for people to send me videos. You just see these. I almost wanted to let me say it in South Africa because nobody will know the meaning in Nigeria, so that's fine. You just see these mamparas just carry their phone, and the next minute, fee, and they're asking you to pay something of about 15 million, 20 million, and you're thinking, are you okay? And you wonder why you are not getting clients. And you only see, let me say this: the reason why many of you, literally, this is me coming from you property people today now. The reason why many of you are estate agent literally would literally prefer to get that 10,000, 15,000 to just go show clients is because you know, let's say ourselves the truth, you know you don't understand that very particular industry better. If you understand the industry better, that is a way you will even forget about the 10,000, 15,000 and base yourself on selling that product better because you know you will get your 5 or your 10% commission instead of just sitting with 10,000 or 5,000 naira that you get on just introducing and you come out. Many people are into the property space, especially these agents of a thing. Without formal knowledge, without training, you are just hustling. And in being in that space, you are affecting people like your Charlotte Prime Homes and those of us who are doing this thing, who literally pay the price, go to school. Because why? That's why, you know, they want to scrap this estate agent. I'm like, good. Let's begin to deal with good landlord and landlord who will look for reputable agent or realtors who will be able to help them manage their product. So you must be able to sell it better. You must be able to sell it smaller and also smarter and sell differently. So what else? Remember, we're still looking at the power of differentiation. Also, for example, another example in which I put here, in a saturated industry like the food market, one player can only stand out by packaging and also a healthier option. I think the reason why I put this food is I almost wanted to mention their name, but I don't think that they've paid us for advert. So let me keep quiet because the boss lady here like going to buy food at that very particular place. And I think I remember talking more about that thing. And I was wondering, why do they like buying food in that very particular organization? To be very honest, I went there to eat. The people, their food is good. The food is healthy. The place is neat. Are they the only people selling food there? No. Are they the only people selling food in that environment? In fact, as a matter of fact, the same street, literally, there is an opposite place where people are selling food. I think even down here, there is about 5. Good. I was just told that there are 5 people in that same area. But guess what? Every time I want to buy food, we go to that very particular place. Why? She consider packaging, she consider health, and she consider speed of delivery. Sometimes I'll just hear that they are delivering this stuff. I'm like, what are you using to deliver? They say, no, it's not Uber Eats, but they have I don't know what the guys they use to deliver, but they deliver. I don't want to mention their name. They didn't come in for adverts. Maybe this video, somebody should cut it and go and give it to them. So that next time they can then say, we are the one he's talking about. Can you call our name? Never can tell. So please and please, in the power of differentiation, look for something that you can be able to do in that industry, in selling better, in selling smarter, and selling differently. Number 3, quickly, because of my time. Number 3, remember number 3, I said spotting undeserved region or niche. You know, as I'm saying these, I'm laughing because the reason why, you know, sometimes God has a way whereby things, your line just fall onto pleasant places. Remember, I'm a Christian, proud one. I'm a Jesus boy. I'm not ashamed of it. Now, the reason why when I was putting this down, I laughed in the sense that while I was in South Africa, if there's one thing I know that I've been praying for is the fact that I want to come to the northern part of Nigeria. As to where that place is, I just know that the northern part of Nigeria. I remember to a large extent, for those of you who knows my story and co, I was gunning for Nasarawa and Abuja, because why? I was told that Abuja is 15 minutes away from Nasarawa or so. As to that, I've actually not seen that journey. They said there's a place you will be, you are in Nasarawa, there's a place you will be, you are in Abuja. I think the other day we went to Maraba, and somebody was saying to me, Maraba is also Nasarawa. I'm like, this thing is the same thing. I don't understand. But they say, they're like, no, but it's welcome to Nasarawa. I'm like, no, this thing doesn't make sense. But clearly, people who are doing land business will understand. But guess what? One of the reasons why I decided to be sporting in the northern part of Nigeria is because I've noticed that in the media business where I do, currently that I'm currently operating, Lagos is saturated. Lagos is an average Nigeria in Lagos is doing podcast, fashion, blah, 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 all of those things. So right from South Africa, I remember I would sit back and I'm like, okay, why am I not seeing something coming from the north? What's going on? And all of those very parts. So I started praying, Lord, I'm going to be in Lagos for now, but help my line to fall onto present places. And guess what? The power of prayer and expectation. I'm currently sitting in Abuja. Literally. Now, what happened? When you are doing a business that is saturated, that same business, there are some of you literally now, you are killing yourself, Lagos, in terms of the property business you are doing. There are some of you in property business, you're also killing yourself in Abuja. Chances are to, for example, Kaduna, you go down to Soko, you go, but you want to sell for Lagos and Abuja, Port Harcourt. Why? You must understand that, yes, the industry is saturated, but are you spotting undeserved region or the niche in that very particular place? The niche. I remember when we were looking for a team to join us in this very, I said it point blank. Somebody was saying to me, no, I can fly from Lagos to what you call Abuja. If I say me, say never, there will be one in this Abuja. And one is here. Because guess what? I knew that, yes, the industry can be saturated, but I choose to be in a place whereby I know that the competition, funny enough, there is this very particular media personality I love so much. His name is called Chudi. Yep. Chudi. I love the guy, to be very honest. He's I call him one of the godfathers of talk show as far as Nigeria is concerned. I think I was in one of his conferences the other day. And literally, by the time I went to his conference, I remember finishing the conference, I was just saying to myself, he is a Lagos person. I'm looking for somebody who is literally owning the northern part of Nigeria. I couldn't find one. And I said, Darlington, that's your niche. Find yourself in that space. Go to that place and begin to put things there. I know some of the people listening to me currently will be like, oh, is that the reason why you go to Abuja? Yes. Guess what? As I'm currently here, I can tell you point blank. I know how many people we were talking and stuff. And like, thank God that there is now a podcast solution that is now in Abuja. We are tired of flying to Lagos all the time. But guess what? It's the same podcast. It's the same content that somebody in Lagos is doing that all of you are fighting yourself, killing yourself. But I decided to just move. Because why? Not that I'm against competition, but I would rather prefer for me to compete in a region where I know that my margin for profit is still high, even though the number might be small because that place is not saturated. So number three, you must be able to spot it. You are selling property. Lagos is crowded. Have you considered Ogun State? You are probably, maybe you are a fashion designer. You want to do fashion in Lagos and nobody's buying you. You are not like the Vicky James, what's it called? Is this man, I think it's called Shei something, Mr. Shei or Co. Forgotten his name properly now. But those people, they find the place. You'll be so shocked that your product that you are selling or you are developing might literally do well in Enugu or do well, let's even go Africa because it's called Afri1. Your product may literally do well, maybe, for example, in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Rwanda, Kenya. It's there. But yet you are telling yourself, no, and you are praying, disturbing God, and God is looking at you. Can you just carry this, your business, and go somewhere? Be like Abraham, unto a place I will show thee. And you go, Lord, show me where my business would profit. Show my business, not the showing margins, but keep region. Point number 4, because us to stay too long, these can then be able to pick it up. Point number 4, when it comes to the place of entering into space that is crowded, number 4, it's what I call your packaging to standard, which means a standardization, the ability for you to package your product in such a way where, wow, that's all I can say. The difference between Puma, shoe, Adidas, Reebok, or Batu in South Africa, funny enough, I'm actually looking for a shoe. As I'm saying this, I feel bad, but it's okay. I'm actually looking for a shoe company that is proudly owned by Nigeria. currently. I don't know anyone. If you know, you can drop it in the comment section, but I don't know anyone at the moment. To be very honest, I don't. But now, when we look at these names of shoe that I am mentioning currently now, guess what? The difference, why Batu, for instance, in South Africa, will literally make Nike and Adidas to be screaming is because of the packaging and the experience the guy is giving to people. Literally, an average Fortune 500 company literally in South Africa is investing millions of rand in the guy's business. Because why? Adidas, Reebok, everybody's already there. So the market is saturated. This guy come up with a different package and a different design using the indigenous experience to be able to package this product for people to buy. There are some of you literally, that clothes you are selling, if you look at your culture properly, you'll be able to find something in your culture and yet make it different and package it in such a way whereby people are not just buying the product, they are buying culture. They are buying stories. There are some of you literally, you need to begin to get to the point where you learn how to put your product with the story around. If you are selling the property, why are you selling property? What is the story behind? I remember, I think Charlotte one time was talking to me and she says, the way you talk about Afri1, I could see that you do that from your pain. That's a story. There's a day I'm going to tell you why Afri1 was established. Not today. There is a story behind it. And so because of that, you wake me up 2 a.m., talk Africa. You'll be shocked. Because why? I have got to the point where instead of me complaining of the pain, I package it in such a way that we are enjoying from that very particular place of the story behind. What are your packaging? One of the things I write, I say, even common product can feel premium if well branded, attractively packaged, and what you call properly deliver. People buy what they see and feel, not just the product itself. And that's the truth. People buy what they feel. Some of you literally, I can tell you point blank, when you pass some certain brands of product, you just the name of the brand and you don't need it, you buy it. Because why? It's the feeling it gives to you. It's that is this way the thing calls your name. You know, there's a friend of mine in SA, she was saying to me, she said, anytime she just passes the mall and she goes to this shoe, said the shoe just like calling her name. And the next minute she's going there, she's even buying some. She said something the other day, said, I've bought more than 20 shoes in credit. I said, are you okay? Credit. He said, no, but I paid them. But these shoes, they just like calling my name. And I don't know why. And I said, avoid the mall. Guess what? She actually avoided the mall. She went for another one. The shoe called her name in that very particular mall. But guess what? What she's trying to make me understand, to make us understand, is the fact that there is a way the thing has been packaged to the point that when she sees it, there is a feeling attached to it. Can we buy your product because it comes with a feeling? Why should we? And there are many of you now, as I'm saying all of this, sit back with your product and literally look the product and the services you're rendering. For us as Afri1, for instance, one of the things that is very strong for us is our ability for us to see small businesses thrive. And I think I was saying to my team and also to Charlotte about an event we are going to be planning very soon. I don't want to give details about the event. And now for me, it was born out of a place that African needs to begin to tell it, especially from the country where I am currently residing, which is Abuja, Nigeria. There is a lot of wrong narratives about Nigeria, for instance, that we need to begin to repair. And the truth of it is the fact that we can't wait for government to constantly come and do those things. The truth of it is this, whether we like it or not, we have given government too much power, and that's why they are abusing us. Nigeria, hear me. You and me have given government too many power. We always depend on them for everything, and if we don't do it, they know that if they don't do it, we'll worship them. That's why when you see somebody in the government parastatals who is delivering, then the next minute you think they're doing you a favor. No, your tax is paying them. They should deliver. But guess what? The event we're putting together, it's for us to come as Afri1 because there is a feeling of success that I want my country, Nigeria, to begin to tell. Because currently now globally, when we look at the percentage, it looks as if bad is beginning to pop out Nigeria very fast. Ghana is chasing us out as if we're nobody. South Africa, you know the story about Afrophobic. Rwanda, the same thing. China, they are busy. Everybody is just busy. And you wonder, is it only Nigeria that is in the continent? But guess what? We need to begin to tell stories that are unique to the place that we want to go. And that's what Afri1 literally at this very particular season is doing. I remember we asked a question, I think that was on Wednesday, there was a question we asked on radio side of things, that if Africa were to get a free visa, Do you prefer that or not and stuff? Everybody was saying yes, yes. Not until one woman who called, I will never forget the woman, I've forgotten her name. And she said, we are not ready. That's all she said. I said, why? She said, because let's look at all the bads that Nigerians are doing. He says, imagine if the visa this thing is done. He says, do you know how many people bag is literally at the airport right now, waiting for them to run? He said, and as they are running to go to that country, they'll go there and begin to constitute a bunch of nuisance. So which means in Nigeria at the moment, for us to package this, remember we're talking about the whole issue of dealing with crowds. Nigeria is crowded, but now we need to begin to do what we call a mind reshuffling. And now it's beginning to make sense for me why I see most African countries do not want one Africa because of Nigeria. But we need to do better. We need to do better. And also on this number 5 part here, I'm going to look at a case study, for instance. 3 case study I'm going to be looking at. Number 1 is water. For instance, people sell water everywhere. Nigeria, we have what we call pure water and all of those very particular things. But guess what? Those who bottle the water sell at a premium price compared to people who sell water. Guess what? It's just packaging. So you must understand that whether we like it or not, how you package your product gives you it. When we look at retail, for instance, let me make you understand retail. Retail store, which is your food and all of those things. When ShopRite, I don't know if they're still here, but allegedly they said they've left. So be it. So now let's look at ShopRite. ShopRite came into Nigeria. People were already buying stuff on the road. ShopRite says the thing you're selling on the road, I'm going to package it and put it on the store. And guess what? They were selling at a premium. Telecommunication industry, MTN, for instance, came into Nigeria. You guys want to make call, I'm going to package it and make sure that it's on the phone and stuff. And the next minute, they're the giant currently now in Nigeria. Well, I was told that global companies competing with them. I don't know how true that is because one of the line now is making my line not to go through. If I'm on my show there, the next minute is evening. I don't know what we need to do. All of you are listening to me now. Can you people put my number? Put it, because those people are giving me stress. So, but guess what? It's all about the ability for you to be in a crowded space and try to find a way of how to make something better on that part. Now, as I bring my thought to a close, give me 5 minutes from here, then the line will be open. Please remember the number is 081 277 93453. 081 277 93453. Now, as I'm saying this, the add-on I want to put on this is this. Please, there is a book that I want you all to go get. For those of you who have the book, you can go back and read the book. It's known as the Blue Ocean Strategy. Please go back and read that very particular book. I'm going to be bringing out a particular point from that very particular book that I have been able to jot down so that we then look into it. For example, the book there on Blue Ocean Strategy talks about 2 things. Talk about Red Ocean, which is the crowded ocean, and it also talk about the Blue Ocean, which is where the same, because this is the thing about the book that I like. It says ocean, which means one of the things that we must understand is the water area. But there are people, for example, when I was studying the book, people who wants to fish, there's a lot of people at the edge of that very particular ocean fishing. Now, because of that, the margin of what they get is very little, because imagine at that edge of the ocean where the place is red, busy and all of that, everybody is fishing. So if there is 1 million fish there and you have 100,000 people who is fishing on that very particular place, imagine the margin they're going to get. It's going to be very minimum. But imagine if on the same water, you go further into the blue sea, guess what you are going to get? You'll be so shocked that only you will be playing there, same water, not crowded, and yet you are getting many fish out of it. So please, I want to encourage you, please go get that very particular book. You will get to understand the difference between the Red Ocean and the Blue Ocean. Let me just look at the Red Ocean quickly. The Red Ocean talk about crowded markets. It says their competition is fierce, the price war, and small margin. But when we look at it from the Blue Ocean Strategy, we see it says it's a new space of opportunity. Competition is irrelevant, and you define the rules. Let me ask you this. In the business where you are currently doing, can you define the rules and the price in your industry? If you cannot do that, look into your business again. Because hear me, if you are going by the dictates of your industry and you cannot be able to create something out of it where you can define the rule, you are not in business. Because why? Literally anything can cause you problem. Let's look at, for instance, I'll mention his name. I'll use the word the president of Dangote, which is Aliko Dangote himself. He played in the industry of your rice, your macaroni, and all of those very particular. Currently, now he's playing in the industry of what you call petroleum. Yep, that's the thing, petroleum. Now, guess what? There's a thing. When I was preparing for my note, I looked at it and I laughed. I said, this man is smart. He discovered that Nigeria is literally causing him problem with this petroleum business. Guess what? He's currently exporting petrol from the same Nigeria to America, to China. How many companies are doing it? And guess what? He's exporting literally finished product. Because why? He discovered that all the captains of industry, and like we call it in Nigeria, the godfathers in petroleum industry, they were busy bringing price peg, price this, price that. They said, okay, no problem. Remember, I'm talking about blue ocean strategy. No problem. The ocean I have found is known as crude oil. But this is what I'm going to do. Yes, it may cost me more money, but I'm going to determine the price in this same crude oil business that I'm doing. Guess what? From the same Nigeria, where others are importing what's called petroleum products into the country, and the Dangote is exporting petroleum crude out of the country. Is it not the same petroleum we're talking about? I'm saying all of this because I want you to understand, in the business where you are, you can literally create your own pricing. The competition in that space can be minimal, even though the place is crowded. Currently now for us as African, with the podcast we're doing, it's not that I don't get emails of people who want to come on there. I can literally show you emails and all of those things. But guess what? I'm not tomato seller, for lack of a better word. There's a kind of conversations I'm looking for. And so because of that, I'll be very honest to say this. I select guests who comes in. Personally, I select. I get people who send me mails to say, okay, want to come on your show, blah, 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 I want to come talk 1, 2, and 3. Somebody was talking to me on Wednesday, I think at the radio, and the person was saying to me, they want to come talk gossip. There's a gossip gist. Come, let's do gossip gist on African. I said, it only takes me 2 minutes to get tired. 2. Because I don't know what to say. Gossip, 2 minutes. I'll be tired officially. It's not my thing. But guess what? We are all in the talking business. But I can't talk gossip. I know that my own case is very serious. Let's deal with issues. Our continent is not merging. And that's why for Africa One Network, we call it bridging the divide. That's what we are. So anything that is not, gossip doesn't bridge. Gossip causes problems. So what am I doing with gossip talks? But yet I'm into the talk business. I say this because I needed to understand that if you are going to literally make something out of your life in the crowded space where you are, number one, practical blueprint, as I bring my thought to a close, you must spot the red ocean, which is where are they fighting? And after you find the red ocean, now the second thing you do is the fact that you map the pain point. Hear me, even in property, there is pain point. Even in POS, there is a pain point. Even in fashion design, there is a pain point. Your own party spots the pain point. In this place that I'm doing, how can I do it better? I know that, yes, I'm a graphic designer. I'm an editor. What are people complaining about graphics? Solve that side. Stop saying that, no, I have to use blue and green to make my this thing. Chances are it's not blue and green. We just want fast delivery. So you have to be able, in your industry, look for pain points. Everybody is going through a particular pain. Take time out. This industry that I'm currently operating, what is the pain point? And literally craft a solution around the pain point. And guess what? You can put a different pricing in it and you make more money. Pain point. Also, when you do that, number 3, shift the lens, which means who is being served. In shifting the lens, you must check who are these people serving. If they are serving the minimum people, or they are serving the average, or they are serving the 1% of the 1% or the 20%, check. And I bet you many of these people, they are serving the ground floor. My friend knows too well, I don't like crowded markets. Literally, honestly, if I go to a market that is crowded, it will look as if my head is turning this way. And the next minute, I have grandpa. I have to take it. Otherwise, my brain may become Tupperware. I don't like crowd market. And guess what? That market, I need to eat food. Imagine if you get by kind 10 that every week you are bringing more material raw for my kind. You're in business, and yet there's no problem on that very particular. And also, let's look at is the fact that you must apply what I call the ERRC. The ERRC. What does that mean? Which means you must be willing to eliminate, reduce, raise, and create. In the place of eliminating all the loopholes that are there, eliminate them. When you find advantage, take advantage of it. If you find the noise are too loud, reduce it. And if you discover that the standard in that very particular place is not meeting up, raise the standard. And before you know what's going on, you are creating an ecosystem that fits you. And finally, test and scale, which means before you get into that new space, like what we're doing currently, I think I remember I was speaking to Echo the other day. We went for a particular meeting and we're coming back, and I was saying to him, the reason why we're still doing what we're doing, we are testing the market. We're still testing. To be very honest, radio side of things is a test. Currently, the podcast is a test. And we have a time frame where the test will come to an end and we will create something out of that very particular thing. We are testing. Your 50K we're giving you every month is a test. I mean, every week is a test. Your 2Ks you get every Monday is a test. Because why? We want to understand the mind of the people, what keeps them awake, what drives them. How do we now begin to carry this mind into the next place? Because after you finish testing, you must be willing to scale. Any test that does not result to scale is a waste of money. It's a waste of money. So please and please, as I bring my thoughts to a close, your industry can be saturated, yes, but in that industry, you can still find a particular niche that you can take advantage of. Hear me, do not wait for somebody to do that for you. It's for you to find a way of how to be able to pull that off. Sit with your business. For some of you, literally after this show is over, whatever industry that you're currently operating, keep your business on one chair. You sit on the other side and begin to look, what is the pain point? How do I find an advantage? I've been sitting on the red ocean. How do I get into the blue side where the competitions are almost close to none, and make something out of it? Next week, we are going to be looking into what I called why following the crowd kill innovation. See that one there? That one is bloody. But that's going to be happening next week, Friday at 2 p.m. With the remaining 15 minutes that I have left, the line is open 081277934353. That's the number for you to call us, 081277934353. And if you have any question you want to ask us on this very particular show today, maybe you are doing business and your business is not going the way you want it to go, and you want to just ask a random question, please and please, you can definitely drop your comment. I think I just opened my comment section now so I can see you people. Sometimes I like forgetting the comment section, so I feel bad about it. So the comment section is open. So if you have a question you want to ask about how do you navigate the crowd in your industry, your crowd, your market is saturated, but you're looking for an angle. What are the things that you need to do? So you can definitely pop your question in and we'll be able to answer your question. In that being said, please remember that Charlotte Prime Homes have an estate, and the estate is known as Ethan Gold Estate. They are currently offering a 500 square meter of a land, which is located Karshin, Nasarawa. Nasarawa to Abuja, I was told, is not too far, so it's almost 10 and 10 pence, so at the same thing. So, but on that very particular place, they have created a very interesting model, which is very good. And the model is this. The model says that within 3 months, 6 months, or 10 months, you can then be able to pay for your land. And so, which means their payment strategy is flexible. The outright amount is 700,000 naira. Now, you can start from as low as 50,000. All you need to do is the numbers that are currently flying under me. You will see the place where he talks about land and all of those things. Please take advantage of it. Call them. Own a land. It is very important for you to own a land. Own a land. I see Chiamaka here is asking, please, how do I navigate the crowd in my business? That's a good one. How do I navigate the crowd in? Now, this is the thing here, Chiamaka. Number one is the fact that the crowd in your business, number one, you must be willing to accept that first there is a crowd. Because if you don't accept it, you will not be able to start creating solution for it. You must accept that there is a crowd in your business. And after doing it, now this is what you now begin to do. Start to look in the crowd there. This one would help you, Chiamaka. Yeah. In the crowd there, this is what you do. Look at the complaints that people are complaining in that space, and you be the answer to the complaint. It's going to be hard, but truthfully speaking, that's how you can be able to navigate it. That industry where you are, forget the fact that everybody's shouting, yeah, property. Listen to the pain in property and be the solution to that very particular pain. Maybe it's fashion. Yeah, everybody's talking about fashion. Listen to the pain. That is how you'll be able to navigate. And hear me, the answer to that may not just be a one day thing. It may be the fact that it may take you a couple of times or a couple of months and stuff, but keep listening to the pain. And sometimes the pain there can be the fact that the pricing, maybe for example, is still overpriced. I'm going to say this. I know people will not, property people will not like it. I'm still trying to understand how in Nigeria you have a product that is being sold for 5 billion naira in property. They took me to an environment. I saw a property. I said 5 billion. I was like, it's okay. See, the reason I'm stammering is because I like the 5 billion. It does not worth anything called premium. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that. Some premium property I hear premium is not premium. That's not premium. That's not luxury. That's pain. So what you need to do is, like I'm saying, number one, accept that your market is crowded. Number two, look for the pain point, and you be the solution to that very particular pain point. If it's POS business and stuff that you are doing, and everybody is doing POS and stuff, all you need to do is the fact that what are people looking for? Ask question. When somebody comes to your shop, ask them, this thing you are buying, how do you think I can serve you better in this thing? And when you do that, it then help you for you to be able to find a solution. I hope this helped you. And then you can also drop message inbox on this very particular platform. And going to, I see you people are sending your message to me, you're calling, please. I'm sorry about that. 0812779343. That's the number for you to call live and we're going to talk. 0812779343. That's the number for us to talk. I have 10 minutes to go, then I'll be out of your face to go do. I'm making liquid soap. Oh, soap and bleach. Liquid soap, bleach, and Dettol. Oh, that's what you make. Chamaka, you're in a serious business. Oh. The business is very, very good. But hear me, I think in that very particular place, Chamaka, hear me. Let me pick this call because I keep missing call and it's not going well for me. Good afternoon and welcome to Voice of the New Tribe. How are you? I'm doing very fine. Thank you for calling. Victory. Okay. 200 level computer science student. Okay, Ansuka, that's good. I think you sounded as if I wanted to use the military term to call his name, but soldiers will come for my case. So let me not use that military term. You are Echo Tribe. All right, talk to us. What do you do and why are you calling? That's how I want to say chin chin. So you said not any kind of chin chin. What kind of chin chin do you distribute? Baked chin chin. Okay. Explain that big chin chin for me because now that is interesting. Okay. Okay. Mm. Okay.
Relating it to what you said, one of the pain points of my business, I see that most times in school, students do not exactly know the kind of snack to buy. And the second thing is that if they know the kind of snack they want to buy, the ones that are available are not always healthy for them to use or for them to take. So let's say a student is rushing out for class in the morning, he wants to buy maybe Pepsi, something that he doesn't really know how to process, how it was made. So for the change like this, because it has a laptop number, my vendor just present to get the laptop number.
So you is it you that have the NAVDAC number or your vendor have the NAVDAC number?
So the product itself, the change, the base change has a laptop number.
Okay. So if I get you right here, so that I like the fact that you are giving me number. That's why you see my hand is already currently writing. I like when people talk numbers and it makes my life easy. So now let's do it this way. You get a 50,000. From the way you explained to me, your profit margin is sitting at about 54.6%. What would a 50,000 do into your business for you right now?
Okay, 50,000 would handle packaging precisely. But I noticed that for 1,000 of what I buy or the product that I purchase, I spend about a month at best to sell it out. So, and the major reason is because of price. Because students already have money budgeted for a lot of other things. So I'm trying to, if I get 50,000 naira, I would use it majorly to get the kind of packaging. I already have one that I've tried out and it makes sense, but I am not able to mass produce it. So majorly 50,000 naira would go into that, would go into packaging.
Okay.
And then something else I implemented is having people sell for me. So currently I have my products at one major retail store in school and they sell. And so I also have students that resell for me.
So the students who resell for you, how much do you sell to them, and how do you be able to benchmark your profit out of that? Because obviously, if you are buying from somebody, then you also now need to add your own markup, do your packaging, do all of those very particular things. So now that you're saying that somebody also sells for you or students sell for you, how do you balance that very particular profit when it
Okay,
comes? Yeah.
okay, to make it practical, let's assume that a farm, we cannot assume to give the exact figure. A farm is I distribute the farm to a retail store at 2,300 naira
Okay.
and they
How many
sell
is
at
inside? How many is inside the pack?
I didn't hear you.
How many is inside the pack, or is just one?
Just one changing now.
So one chin chin goes for 2,300.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you give out as to your own price.
Yes, that's what I give out to the retailer.
Okay.
So I give them at 2,300 and
Mm-hmm.
they sell at 2,500.
Okay.
But then when because I mentioned initially that I repackage to sell.
Yeah.
So when I repackage, I have two smaller plates. They're just using it as an instant because I don't know how to send the pictures across to you. So
Okay, because I think the way you are explaining and stuff, do me a favor. This number that you are calling with, you can also send the picture of the package. Like for example, the one that you say you sell for 2,300. And then when you repackage it, what are the repackaging size and how much that is? I think the question I'm going to ask you now is, let's say you now repackage it because you factor in the price of producing that what you call packaging product. How much then do you now repackage it for others to be able to buy from your hand?
yeah, the other one that I repackage in cost 3,000 naira.
Goes to 3,000.
Yes, the other one that I repackage in cost 3,000 naira.
Okay.
So when the other marketers buy from me, if they sell at 3,000 naira, they are able to take 500 naira as their own commission on that particular product.
Then how do you make money because you repackage?
How do I make money?
Yeah, from the repackage. Because from what you are saying to me, if you sell the woman's product like it is for 2,300, retailer sells for 2,005. Now, if you repackage it, you are selling for 3,000. And if you give it to somebody for them to sell for you, they sell for 3,000, but they take 500 out of it. How does that give you your profit? Because I'm trying to understand. How do you make profit out of this thing? Because from what I'm seeing here, literally it looks as if you are going home with 200 naira. But now that 200 naira that I'm looking at here, we don't know how much your packaging price is.
We have to be exact. I bought 100 pieces of the packaging I use.
Okay.
6,000 naira.
Okay.
So I get one for about 60 naira.
Okay, this is what you're going to do for me. You will send your packaging stuff. It's an interesting stuff. For example, for me, I think it's your pain point you talk about. But how then do you, before we close this talk, how do you sell your product? How do you make the marketing of your product to your people in the school? What system are you using?
Okay, I could start on my status because I have a good number of people. And then also the people that sell for me, they're in different departments. So they're able to also post on their statuses. And then lastly, at the retail store. So sometimes when people buy from me at the retail store, they have it in their showcases for people to evidently see. And then finally, people that buy from me, the few lecturers and students that have bought, they also put it out like at the referral.
Okay. Okay. All right. What's the name again?
My name is Victory, sir.
Victory. Yeah. And you said you're calling from what? Unsuka. Yeah, that's the name I'm looking for. Unsuka. If I pronounce it wrongly, you pardon me. But thank you for calling. Please do me a favor. Send a picture or a video of the process of how this is. For example, the part of the one you sell for 2,300, where retailer sell for 2,500, and your repackaging. I'm particular about your repackaging because I think the profits you need to be able to explain properly on the video. Either you do a video or probably you just do a write up so that we can see, and we'll take it up from there. Is that okay?
Yes, sir, it's okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Victory, for calling.
Yes, sir, can I send the message to you? What this WhatsApp number?
Yeah, you can send a message to this WhatsApp number. The team will be able to look into it and give you a feedback.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. All right, family. So, which means I think I remember one time I was told that from the sponsors that the money will go up, and when the money goes up, the question also goes up. That's the way I'll say it. And so the number is 081. I think I literally have 2 minutes to go. So 081 if you want to call. I think for Chiamaka, I think I will encourage you, please use the number that is on my screen right now. Underneath my name here. Yeah. See, I'm pointing this out. And for you to just send the product of what you are producing, and so that we can then see it and also be able to. I think another question again I want to ask you is, have you done a market evaluation of the business you are currently doing, and what is the market size? What are the potential, regardless of the crowd that is in that very particular space? Do you understand the size of the market and the demand of your product in that market? And if you can be able to find that, it will be able to, for you to be able to, for lack of a better word, bring down the noise. Because whether I like it or not, you might be sitting at the noise part because you don't know the valuation of the business you are doing, or probably the market size and its potential. So please, if you can be able to send us a message on our WhatsApp number, which is the number that is here. Yeah, here. Then that will be good. All right, family, that's how we come to the end of this very particular program. Thank you so much for your time. Please, I want to encourage you, go back to this video, make sure you watch it again. I know I said a lot on this very particular video. Next week, we are going to be looking at how this crowd can destroy innovation and what you can do to avoid crowd disturbing innovation. Because if you cannot innovate, then there's a problem in your business. There's a problem. I remain your host, the Afropolitan Apostle. I want to thank all my team that has made this very particular show a good one, from Charlotte Prime Home, who is part of the sponsor, and also the general I was standing at the back, Echo, who is making sure that I look good. I'm looking at myself on this very particular video. I look good, though. Let me say it. Well, thank you. And also to, I call her investor, and also to the deputy mother who literally makes sure that We are all good at the office here. I love you all, my family. I'll see you next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. at Armed Forces Radio, and also on Friday next week at the same time, 2 p.m. here on this place. Bye for now, and God bless you. Stay out of trouble. It is weekend. Spend time with families and loved ones. Go view places. I'm now advocating for tourism. Go places, go and see place. Don't just be at home. Go out, make friends, look at location. If you're in Enugu, I don't know Enugu, I think it's because of the victory hookup. If you're in Unsuka, go and check Unsuka Mountain, and send me pictures to see this is how I spend my weekend. I literally want to see. Don't just send me food, but go out, literally explore your nature. With that being said, I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
The Afro1 Show, voice of a new tribe, where the Afropolitan spirit rises as we come together to rebuild Africa, Nigeria, and its marketplace, empowering its people and the diaspora with everything they need. Together, we form a new tribe, creating opportunity and access to markets, driving reinvestments, fostering collaboration, and working to elevate and one another with proven solutions. A true revival in Africa is possible despite the challenges, though through intentional development that drives innovation, delivers mutual benefits, and inspires a culture of ownership for Africa and Africans. The time is now to unite, innovate, elevate with the Afropolitan Apostle Darlington Steve on the Afro1 Show, voice of the new tribe.